What's up, Vikings Nation? Now, with it being tight end TJ Hockenson's birthday, I thought it would only be fitting that we look at the possible extension that is coming his way. Even though there really hasn't been any discussion, no news about it, it kind of seems like it's been pushed to the side and we're not really worried about it, even though there's some of us that are like, okay, we need to get the TJ Hockenson deal done. We need to get the Justin Jefferson deal done. What's going to happen with Danielle Hunter because we need to get him signed? Christian Darrisaw. There's a lot of things and a lot of extensions that need to be done for the Minnesota Vikings. It just depends on what order the Vikings decide to do them in. And I'd say, hey, TJ Hockenson probably at the utmost importance right alongside Justin Jefferson. But I'd say TJ Hockenson first, because Justin Jefferson still has another year on his contract. TJ Hockenson doesn't. At the end of this season, he can become a free agent, and when he's a top 5 tight end, okay, if you're the Minnesota Vikings, you'd like to keep that man on your roster for as long as possible, so they need to get a deal done, and there really hasn't been any discussion, no, we're going to get this done here, or then, and it might come during training camp, it might come later than that, but look, okay, the former first-round pick of the Lions was everything the Vikings hoped he would be, from a player with enough football IQ to play at a high level immediately after the midseason trade to a versatile weapon who lined up in the slot on 36% of snaps, and that's per Pro Football Focus. He even had more contested catches as a Viking, 14, than any other tight end in the league grabbed the entire season. So why hasn't there been more discussion about a contract extension for TJ Hockenson? Now, the Vikings have certainly been in the news often during the slowest parts of the offseason, and it's been very, very slow. From trading Zadarius Smith to releasing Dalvin Cook, this part is wrong, okay, to Justin Jefferson missing OTAs. That didn't happen. Justin Jefferson was there. To Danielle Hunter holding out of minicamp. There has been no shortage of contract-related buzz, okay? Now, ironically, talk of a Hockenson extension has been overshadowed by Jefferson's eligibility and presumably desire for a new deal, despite the fact that Hockenson's situation is more urgent, like I mentioned earlier. He becomes a free agent after this season, whereas Jefferson can play this year and still be under contract through 2024 with his 5th-year option picked up. Now, he's not going to get his 5th option picked up. Justin Jefferson is a generational talent. We're going to end up signing him to a massive extension. I'm not sure when that's going to happen, but Hockenson's extension is definitely more urgent because he can leave in free agency this offseason. Now, the Vikings need to be conscious of their spending around a presumed Jefferson mega deal. They will also have to pay Christian Darrisaw, like I mentioned, to a long-term extension, assuming his career trajectory continues the way it went last year. And if both players are among the highest paid at the position, there isn't much room to add a free agent receiver if KJ Osborne leaves after this season. Plus, the bang for buck isn't very impressive in the free agent receiver market. Hunter Renfrow makes more per year than Travis Kelce, but again, wide receiver usually makes more money than tight ends. Hunter Renfrow has been a staple in that Raiders offense. That's why he was given that deal and given a massive deal or whatever. So, I mean, that makes sense, right? Because he's a wide receiver. Now, do the Vikings have a price in mind that they're willing to give Hockenson and not $1 more? Those are other moves we're shrewd considering where the team stands in present timeline. Not extending Hockenson would come across like GM Kwesi adofo-mensah holding the line too hard. It wouldn't really fit with the timeline either. Letting a young Pro Bowler at a skill position walk isn't exactly the best way to set up the next franchise quarterback. Okay, if they have to bend a little to make it happen now, there won't be any complaints. You're darn right. Okay, we need to get this TJ Hockenson deal done. And I do believe that the reason we haven't heard much about it is because we are kind of in that, the offseason mode where nothing's happening. Players are back with their families. They're training on their own before training camp gets underway later this month. So it would make sense that we're not hearing anything about it, but yet we weren't hearing too much about it prior to that in OTAs and minicamp and stuff. Nobody really talked about a TJ Hockenson deal at nauseum, okay? They would mention it, that this needs to get done, and that's it. They wouldn't move forward with it. We've talked extensively on the Justin Jefferson extension. When is this going to get done? Jefferson says, hey, I'm not in a rush. When it gets done, it'll get done, and he's proven that he's a team player. He's going to get a massive contract, whether you like it or not. I mean, I'm assuming you're going to like it because we need to keep Justin Jefferson. But the TJ Hockenson extension is way more urgent just for the sole fact that he could leave. He will be a free agent at the end of the season if we don't get a deal done. I think the Vikings are going to be smart in their decision-making process. They will extend TJ Hockenson, and if not, boy, oh boy, we could be in trouble. But at the same time, I think we're still in good hands with whoever we have. We got Justin Jefferson, we got Jordan Addison, and we can keep KJ Osborne depending on how they do this season. But the TJ Hockenson extension needs to get done. I'm not sure of the timeline of when that's going to be. Hopefully it's during training camp. Hopefully it's during preseason, whatever the case may be. Mid-season, I think would be a little too long to wait for an extension. I believe the Vikings and GM Kwesi Adofo-Mensah are in contact with TJ Hockenson's agent and TJ Hockenson himself, trying to work a deal out that's probably not, they're probably not hurrying the process. They're trying to make sure that they have the right number in mind and stuff like that. It's going to get done. Okay, so don't get worried too much. TJ Hockenson will get extended. It's just we really haven't heard anything about it. With it being his birthday, that'd be fantastic if they got it done today. Doubt that's going to happen, but maybe at training camp I could see a TJ Hockenson deal getting done. That's where we stand currently with this deal. Not much is being said, but we'll continue to monitor this situation and see what happens and what plays out for both the Vikings and TJ Hockenson. You guys can let me know in the comments what you think should happen for TJ. Do we extend him? How much money or whatever? Do we let him walk? Probably not let him walk, but also drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It would be much appreciated. Have a great rest of your day, folks, and Skol Vikes.